Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to today's broadcast. I am so excited that you have popped in to have this amazing conversation we're going to talk about today about how to charter your success plan now. But I know that Facebook is letting my audience know that I am here. And so I hope that, of course, wherever you are, I hope that you are having an amazing day and an amazing day on purpose. And so, if this is your first time getting to know me, allow me this opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Sonia Keeve, and I'm the CEO and founder of Sisters with a Voice podcast network. And what I do is I help women entrepreneurs get unstuck from thinking about starting a podcast to building, launching and monetizing a podcast in just 30 days. So, of course, as you are coming on in, definitely just say hello and where you're tuning in from, because I always love to connect with my audience and also connect with meeting fantastic people just like you. And so today we are talking about how to charter your success plan now. And so we are entering the fourth quarter of this year. And for many of us, it has been a year of trial. For some, it has been a year of triumph. And for many, it's been a combination of both. And so we always, when a new year comes in, we always start with these new year resolutions and things that we want to accomplish in the new year. But I would like for us to do something a little different. I want us to talk about how you are going to charter your success plan now in this fourth quarter for the upcoming year. And so I wanted to have this conversation because I recently had the opportunity to attend a vision board workshop, and a very good girlfriend of mine was hosting the event. Her name is Clarissa Law, and she's CEO of Purpose by Design. And so she was hosting a vision board event. And for me, I had not done a vision board in probably many, many, many years. And when I participated this year in the vision board experience, I really got very intentional about understanding, one, the importance of having a vision board, but how it was really going to help me grow my business and help me grow my impact that I wanted to have. In fact, the theme of that workshop was called Preparing for Impact. And so I thought, how amazing would it be for me to add to this conversation about chartering your success plan now and not waiting to the new year to chart that out, but let's chart it out right now. And so the first thing that you want to consider is you want to decide on the areas you want to commit to accomplish. And all of us have different things that we have decided that we want to accomplish. In fact, just on my vision board that I see every day in my office, is I look at that vision board every day and I decide what areas that I want to commit to, because there are a lot of goals and a lot of things on my vision board that I'm absolutely going to accomplish, but you want to just pick some areas that you really want to that you really want to decide to have some real intentional focus on and that you want to accomplish. And one of the ways some people can do that is either by a vision board, or you can do a pledge to yourself, pledging, and writing that pledge out of what you want to accomplish um, in this quarter and preparing for the new year. So, for you, what will that thing be? Will it be, if you are Um, Writing a book. I mean, I full transparency, that is something that is one of my goals, is to get my book finally off the ground. And so one of the things that I'm deciding to do, to be intentional in this fourth quarter, is devoting time for me to work and finish my book. And so what is that thing for you? What area or areas do you want to commit to and accomplish? And then do a pledge. Hold your own self accountable. Many times, we always hear the term of get in an accountability group, and there is definitely benefits to that. But always start with you. What are you going to hold yourself accountable and commit to doing? And so decide right now what areas you want to commit to. Write those things down. Don't just say them. It's something about that makes it real when you write it down, and where you have it somewhere where you see it every day to remind you to hold yourself accountable. So, what areas is that for you? Decide today, write those things down, make a pledge to yourself that this is the areas that I want to focus on in this fourth quarter to prepare me for success in the new year. Number two, start now. As I said, many of us always want to wait until the brand new year to set the intentional goals that we want to accomplish. But many times we get into that new year, and truly by March or April of that new year, we tend to lose steam. We lose our energy. So instead of waiting until the next year to start chartering your plan for success, start today. Set the reset button today that you want to um accomplish. And for those that are tuning in, hello. This is Sonia Keefe, CEO and founder of Sisters with a Voice Podcast Network, helping women entrepreneurs build, launch, and monetize a podcast in 30 days. And so today we're talking about how to charter your success plan now. And so not waiting until the new year to charter out your success, but starting today. What things are you going to plan out? Schedule out those goals. So for this fourth quarter, what are some things that you want to accomplish before the year is out? And then schedule, and then put a time stamp date on when you expect to accomplish that. And so we've got 3 months left in this year. And so what are some things that you can schedule out and set some dates of when you plan to accomplish it? And I really like this idea, because what it does is it makes, again, you hold you accountable, but it gives you the intentionality that you need to have a focal point. And so I think sometimes when we set goals so far out in advance, we don't have any type of energy and focus on that because we see it so far out. But like, say if you set a goal, like what is one or two goals that you want to set in October? And when I say be intentional, what, like by October 15th, what's one goal that you want to have accomplished? See, we can take these goals and we can use, bite-sized goals that we know that are attainable, because as individuals and how we measure success sometimes by the things that we're able to achieve. And so I don't want you to set a goal that's so big that it can't be obtained, within these next 3 months. And so set for the month of October, what are one or two goals that you want to go ahead and plan out and hit by, say, October 15th or by October 1. Same thing for the months of November and December. Pick a day in those months that on this day, I want to set this goal and accomplish it. because what will happen is it will give you that focus you need so that you're more likely to hit the goal, and start planning it now. Even as we are approaching a new year, what is one or two goals that you want to hit for January 1, right? Set and plan those goals. Get a calendar. I'm definitely old school. I still have a paper calendar. Because I still use journals and calendars. I mean, yes, I have my phone with my calendar on it, but I still like to write things down. I think the act of writing it down makes it real. I mean, would you agree? Um, and I'm curious, like, how many of us still use paper calendars versus the electronic calendars? But I'm definitely someone who likes to use both. So start now. Let's not wait until the new year to start planning and scheduling out our goals. Let's start today. And the likelihood of you hitting your goals, I think, will be more attainable when you start setting the intention today. Number 3, this is a big one. In charting your success plan now, set up an environment for success, and or hashtag declutter. My husband has always said to me, um, the entire time that we were together, he would always say to me, I can always find a corner to have my stuff. Like, I'll have books in corners, I'll have papers in corners. But he said it's something about when you clean out and clean up your environment, it makes your mindset clear, that you feel like I can actually accomplish the things that I set for myself. So if you have a business and you might be still working in a corporate job, and you have your side business that you are building and growing, create a space in your home that allows you to have a place where you can set yourself up for success. And I did the same thing. Like, I have my home office, and so I took a room that we had and I turned that into my studio for my podcast show. And so for you, it can be, find a space in your home and figure out how I can declutter this space so I can set it up for success, because it's something about in the preparation of when you are, it's not enough to just say I want to be successful. You've got to prepare and prepare the place where success is going to happen. And so um, declutter areas where you can now set yourself up for success. And this is also true with mindset. You also need to declutter your mind. If you've got a lot of things on your plate and you've been running around from place to place, or you're involved in multiple things and you feel like I just have no peace, sometimes you need to get still and start decluttering your mindset, decluttering, not taking on too much. So that in that decluttering process, that may mean you may need to walk away from people or places or things so that you can be set up for success. Another tip here with setting up your environment for success: how many of us still have business cards, right? And you have a business. Preparing your place for success is before you leave the house every day. Put a couple of your business cards in your purse, in your pocketbook, in your book bag, or whatever, thing that you carry. Be prepared, be ready, so that when you go out to the supermarkets, or you go out to the mall, or you're just out running your errands, um, you have your business cards with you. One of the things I like doing is I'll wear my, from time to time, I will wear my t-shirts from my t-shirt apparel line I created back in 2017 called Walk in Love. And I'll do that purposely, and I'll wear the t-shirt out so that when someone asks me, "Oh, I love hashtag walk in love. What's that about? Guess what? That gives me an opportunity to talk about my business and what I'm doing. And then I have my business card ready because I have met so many women that have been out and about and they miss out on opportunities to make a new connection because they didn't have the business card. So the saying always goes, be ready so you don't have to get ready. And so that is the takeaway was setting up the environment for success, not only decluttering your space, but decluttering your life and your mind so that you have some clarity and purpose when you go out here in the world and you're prepared. So don't wait until the new year to say, okay, I'm going to do a reset and I'm going to refresh my life. Let's start now. So that way you're prepared. So when you go out into the world and you go out to tell people about your business or about the things that you're doing in your life, you're ready to do that. Okay. And then number 4 is expect and plan for mistakes and failures. I know this probably sounds really weird, like we're talking about chartering your success plan, but now, Sonia, you're talking about, well, I need to expect and plan for mistakes and failures. And the reason why this is so vitally important is because there are going to be moments that you may not hit the goal or that there's a setback that happens because guess what? That is how life works. But what happens is when that setback comes, especially if you are like building a business, right? And a setback comes or you don't hit the revenue goal that you desired, or you don't get the number of clients that you desired, you feel deflated, right? And what happens when you feel deflated, you stop talking about your business, or you start getting in your head and you don't show up on social media, or you don't go research events and things that you can speak at or prepare yourselves to be in. And before you know it, months go by. And then you look up and you're disappointed at yourself because you stop working the business. You stop building the podcast. You stop with your health goals. I can tell you, I have experienced setbacks more times than I can count. And I know that you have too. However, when we talk about expect and plan for mistakes and failures, I want you to do something a little different here, not waiting into the new year, but putting down a plan of what you will do when the mistake or when the failure comes. How will you respond? Will you go inwardly and allow life to take over? Or will there be a plan that you will have in place to handle when the mistakes and when the failures come? Because when it happens, you're more likely to continue to push through and not stop the process, especially when you have good momentum going. Because it's, successful people in business and in life have that success because they are very acutely aware that there are going to be times when I'm going to get the no's. There are going to be times when setbacks are going to come. And so the question is, will you keep pressing forward? Will you keep pressing through in that moment? And in that moment, what will you do? So one of the things that I'm preparing for a mistake or a failure is, when a setback comes, I'm just going to lean into going straight to God and talking to him about the things that are concerning me and find something in the word that's going to help me to keep me encouraged to keep pressing through. I mean, I do that anyway, but that is an example of what somebody can do. Because what happens in that moment, if you're someone that had maybe had the goal that, I want to be more intentional in devotional time and reading my Bible more. This gives you the ability to create a habit that, I'm going to just keep leaning into the word every single day, because when that plan because when that mistake or failure happens or that setback happens, I'm not going to I'm not going to fall apart in that moment. I'm going to lean in even stronger. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to go ahead and go to my word and I'm going to read that and I'm going to meditate on what God reveals to me in his word to help me stay encouraged. Or I'm going to go out and I'm going to be a blessing to somebody else in that moment when that setback happens. So that way, my mind is clear so that I can still keep pressing forward to the goals that I said that I was going to be intentional about and planning for, and be able to charter my plan for success. And so, just to recap, for those that may catch this in the replay, we're talking about how to charter your success plan now. And of course, I won't go through everything we just talked about because you can definitely catch it back in the replay. But just to do a recap, in order to charter your success plan now, let's do something different. Let's not wait until the new year to start planning the success. Let's start with today. And the first thing that you want to do is decide on the areas that you want to commit to or accomplish. Write a pledge, do a vision board, do something that is visible where you'll see it every day, or do something of a pledge where you sign it like a contract and make yourself accountable. Don't lean on others to make you accountable. Remember, you're chartering your plan for success. So in order to charter your plan for success, what are those areas that you're going to commit to and accomplish so that you know that my success plan is ready. This is what I'm going to decide to do. So you have a roadmap of where to begin. Number 2, start planning it now. Don't wait until the new year to start charting your success. Schedule out your goals. We've got, the last 3 months of this year. Set specific dates of what's 1 or 2 goals that you want to accomplish in the months of October, November, and December. And then even what you want to accomplish by January 1. So, and it could be 1 goal, it could be 2 goals, but don't set so many goals. Set some things that you know that you can absolutely hit and attain, to give you a pulse check on charting your plan for success. Number 3, set up an environment for success. Declutter. If you if you're in a product service business and you've got inventory in your house, I think about like my Mary Kay. My Mary Kay consultants, I used to be one, and we would, you have inventory in your house, but if you've got that inventory like sitting in boxes, in a bedroom, can you take one of those bedrooms and turn it into your office? Take those things out of the boxes. Buy some really nice shelving, where you can, display your inventory. If you are starting a podcast, and you've been wanting to start a podcast, write out the ideas for how you're going to build and launch that show. And of course, you can work with me for more information on how to do that. But you need to declutter the spaces. If you've got a room where you've got books in corners and papers in corners, go through that paperwork. Is it something that you need to keep? And if it is, do you have a filing system? Set up your office, set up your life for success. But it first starts with decluttering those areas that you want to accomplish, but you can't because everything is decluttered, right? And so make sure you set that environment up for success. Number 4, expect and plan for mistakes and failures, because guess what? In this life, you're going to have setbacks. You're going to have mistakes that you made. But the thing is, you don't want to live in those mistakes. And so starting with today, have a plan, like when the mistake comes or when the setback comes, what am I going to do in that moment? What things can I help to adjust myself so I don't stop? Because many times we don't hit our goals because we keep stopping when we hit a setback, or we stop when we hit a wall. But if we had just kept going, kept pushing through in spite of the failures, in spite of the setbacks, we could be so much further along in life and in business. And so start with today, that have a plan that when it happens, what will I do? You know, will I, I use the my devotional time, like when I deal with things that stress me. Will I go to my friends to ask them for the help, or will I go to God? Because I know that when I go to God and I read my word and I spend time with Him, He gives me the answers. And sometimes it requires for me, if you've been watching my journey, as part of my lifestyle routine, I'll go walk in the park. And usually the Holy Spirit gives me ideas to go walk in the park, especially when I've got a whole lot of things on my mind and I don't even know which step to take first. He'll give me that answer. But for you, I need you to plan for your mistakes and failures. So when they come, it won't keep you paralyzed, that you'll still keep pushing because you've got some goals to set and some expectations that you have that you want to achieve. And so I want each of you to really start with today with charting your success plan now. Start with today. And I believe that when you do that and you plan and you prepare now, the likelihood for success is much greater and you'll hit the goals that you desire. Why? Because you know that you have goals and dreams that you want to achieve. And how amazing will it be to celebrate with you once you hit those goals? So I hope that this conversation we had today really helps you to start thinking about how I can start chartering my success now. And of course, I want to invite you to my inaugural conference, Podcasters Rock 2022 for Women in Business. It's going to be held on November 18th and 19th at the Hampton Inn and Suites in Fredericksburg, Virginia. Get your tickets today. You can go to my website at soniakeeve.com for more information to register and get your tickets today. But let's all charter our success plan today and not wait into the new year, because success waits for no one. So let's start today. Have an amazing day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time.